Hey, welcome back. Today I'd like to talk about my favorite everyday carry watch and why I think analog is better than digital. First, let's go over my little meager watch collection here. Mostly beater watches, very inexpensive watches for the most part. And we'll go through them really quickly. This is a Timex Expedition, probably the oldest surviving watch in my collection. Had this for, I don't know, over 10 years. Doesn't keep good time now. It's really well worn and beaten. Casio F91, that's a pretty classic $20 watch, under $20. This is a G-Shock 5600. You catch it on sale, under 50, easy. And Timex Weekender, a great watch. This is an Orient Flight Watch, Flieger. Really decent watch, probably 250. Here's another Orient. This is a Mako 2, probably around the same price. And unsure of this Casio's model number, but it's just a small version of this, but not as well built, and fits well with a small wrist. Definitely $20 watch. Here's another Casio, also 20 bucks, and another Timex Weekender. So why do I think that analog is better than digital? Well, I think that we live in a very digital world. I know we do. And everything is presented to us in a very easy, digestible manner. You know, everything is digital. If you look at the time on your telephone, it's digital. Phone numbers pop up, easy to read, easy to understand, just numbers. Everything is kind of spoon-fed to our brain for easy consumption. And when you have to tell time on an analog watch, it shifts your brain. Your brain has to stop for a second, even if it's just a fraction of a second, and kind of get into another mode of thinking and say, oh, it's 2:45. And we say, it's 2:45, or it's a 2:30. But if it's given to you in a digital form, your mind is in a whole different mode, and you're being spoon-fed that information. And a analog watch just forces you to juggle a few brain cells around. And I don't see that as being a bad thing, especially in today's world. It's kind of like writing in cursive. When you write in cursive, your brain has to function in a different way. I don't understand the science of it, but I just know, hey, it makes you think in a more creative, out-of-the-box way. And that can't be a bad thing. I hope it's not a bad thing. Hey, just a quick word of thanks to each and every one of you who have subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate it. We've grown a lot in just a short amount of time, and I've really enjoyed the process, the whole craft of making videos. It's an interesting hobby. I've connected with some great people, viewers, and creators. I've learned a lot, and I hope to get better at making videos for you. So, enjoy the rest of the video. Thanks. So that's why I think, for me, analog beats digital. I'll take analog almost every time. Every now and then I like to wear a digital watch. It's usually this G-Shock or one of the other cheap watches. It's usually if I'm doing something where there's a probability that I am going to destroy that watch. I'm doing some kind of work outside and I'm going to get it filthy. It's raining and I'm probably going to mess it up. But an analog watch can take a beating too, especially a Timex. And I just think that that is a great way to tell time because it just forces you to slow down for a second. What time is it? Really, what time is it? A lot of times you'll look at a digital reading of a time and it won't register because it was just spoon-fed to you and you move on with life And did I check the time? I can't remember what it was. But if you have to figure it out a little bit, and not that it's hard, but if you have to just kind of shift your mind a little bit to tell the time, you're more likely to remember the time, and it will register. And the significance of the time is more likely to take hold in your brain. so that's my thinking behind it. Now, what is my favorite to date budget everyday carry watch? Well, it's the Timex Expedition. Similar to the Weekend, but a little bit heavier case, so the ticking is not as loud. It's still pretty loud, but it's not as loud. And I like that the lugs are thicker. I've never had a lug break on a Weekender, and I've had these for a long, long time. But I just like the aesthetics of it, of the thicker lugs. Let's take a closer look. So Timex watches have Indiglow, and it's just a backlit face, and it's really easy to tell the time in the dark. Timex Expedition has a date window that you don't get on the Weekender, and it has the 12 hours around the outer track and then 24 hours around the inner track, and it has a arrow second hand, which I really like. There's a little bit of lume on the hands, but you really don't need it with Indiglow. Usually come with decent bands. And these can be had for $30, $40. Catch them on sale, even cheaper. And they have a 10-year battery. And I have gotten 10 years out of these batteries. This watch here that has a dead battery died at about 10 years. So they're pretty accurate with that. They generally come in 38 and 40 millimeter case sizes. This is a 40, and it fits well on my scrawny little 6.5 inch wrist. Anything bigger would be too big. And this is my favorite everyday carry watch. Wears well. The band is very comfortable. This is a suede band, but they come with different bands. You can get one with a NATO band. Get them with a leather NATO strap. This is a Weekender, but I think this band came off an Expedition. And they're just rugged, inexpensive watches that you don't mind getting messed up. Definitely at that price, you're not going to get a sapphire crystal. But, you know, if you get a scratch or two on it, that just kind of adds to the look. So go ahead and wear it and beat it up. And if it gets too bad, you know, go get you another one. So there you go. The Timex Expedition is my favorite budget everyday carry watch. What's yours?